Yo, what's going on, guys? My name's Cast. Welcome back to another episode reaction of Haikyuu. Today we're on Season 4, Episode 7. So as we saw in the last episode, Kageyama is currently struggling a little bit, but I believe that's because he is actually in the middle of an evolution. He's learned a lot at the training camp, and I think he's trying to figure out how to incorporate that into the Datako match. He yelled at Noya at the end of the match, or at the end of the last episode, he yelled at Noya and said that he was in the way, and of course Noya didn't exactly take that well, and I don't think everybody else quite understood what Kageyama meant, but as we know, Kageyama is just bad with communicating with people, so it's a little bit understandable that there was a bit of a miscommunication there, but I believe Kageyama is trying to be productive and help Noya out, maybe teach him something, and I think that's good. I think communication is very important with team sports, especially criticism when it's valid and warranted can really actually help people get a lot better if we don't let the pride and the ego be hurt by it. I think the issue pretty much boils down to Kageyama is no longer satisfied with giving his teammates exactly what they're comfortable with whenever that comfortability sacrifices their potential. I think that entire "you can jump higher" line actually applies to more than just Hinata. It applies to the entire team in some regards, as long as we don't take the jump line too literally. Kageyama sees a lot of latent potential in his entire team, and that sort of blends in actually with Atsumu's advice quite well. All of Karasuno can jump higher, it's just a matter of Kageyama figuring out a way to bring that out of them. If you want to watch my next episode's reaction right now, they are over on my Patreon. The Soul tier is always a week ahead, and the Ascended tier is multiple weeks early, shown right over here. Those reactions are extended length and have full opacity, so be sure to go check that out. Let's jump into it. Alright, let's see how the team reacts to Kageyama's criticism. Kageyama just needs to elaborate a little bit more, and they might understand. What I assume he means is that I think it's Asahi is behind him whenever he does this. So Noya's like in the way, so he can't, he's blocking Asahi a little bit. It'll show right here, I think. Yeah. Because he wants Asahi to run up to the net, I assume. Nope, oh, we're not. Still got the point though. Yeah, it definitely mimics the king shots, Yeah, there you go. That's all he meant by it. This will be a good basis of like, oh, don't assume you know what he means right away. I saw he was behind him. There you go. Problem solved. It's needed, I think. It didn't seem that bad to me, but it's probably just like phrasing for the original Japanese. Maybe it was more rude than it seemed. I mean, it's just bold. They have a whole different respect structure with Nishinoya being older. It's that like intense focus that's scary. He's determined on winning. He's determined on making his team better. I have full faith in Kageyama because maybe I'm just projecting because I see myself in him so much in some regards, especially when it comes to competing and competition and his views on that. But I know that Kageyama at the end of the day, he puts victory at like the top of the, at the top of the priority list, and he will do whatever is necessary to bring out that victory. He's just probably having a little bit of reservations about not wanting to come across as the whole dictator king thing again, which is understandable. He's been going through this whole complex basically since episode 1, where he was the dictator king. He was pulled out of it. He kind of found a way to accommodate all his team's need and still do pretty well, so he existed within that space, and I think Oikawa had a little bit of an influence on him with that. Oikawa was a big influence on him with pretty much everything, but you know what I mean. Oikawa told him that the setter really brings out the best of the spiker, and that's great and all, but I think Atsumu also challenged that idea, and now Kageyama is trying to find that sweet spot somewhere in the middle to where he pulls out the best potential that his teammates have while also not giving them something that's completely impossible. It's just like that he wants them to give 100%, but he's setting for their 110%, I guess you could say. That's my read on the situation so far. I think that's kind of what you guys have been saying in the comments over on Patreon for the most part. You guys have been kind of leading me in a little bit of a helpful direction, and I appreciate that, It's just an interesting way to see how Kageyama deals with that, especially with the pressure of being mid-match against someone that is so formidable of defense like Datako. It's not an easy position for him to be in. Episode 7, Return. Better than a kill block. Yeah, I wonder who's the underdog in this situation, actually. It really is nice to see Karasuno become more well-rounded. Nice, Suki. He wants complete domination, undeniable victory. Suki will be a hard one to work with, because he's just naturally, you know, he's an argumentative type. Yep. Hinata knows that better than anyone. He's working through it. Damn. The jump set. Cool. He's just so damn good. What can you say? Nice try. He tried to cross it. Not enough, though. Is that the third years? Nice. Good to see them again. Datako has some of the most supportive third years, gotta say. I think Takeda is in a position to forgive, considering his team is a little bit disruptive, as we know from this season. I'm waiting for Kageyama to say something again. We might actually win. We didn't come here expecting that. Yeah. You're not helping. This is as per usual, though, to be fair. Yeah. It is what it is. You don't have to get along with everybody perfectly. I've really grown accustomed to Ukai's new voice actor. I think it fits him. Damn. Nice try. It wasn't blocked, though. Damn. Okay. Woo. He's got expectations, man. You gotta meet him. This is what I mean about he's trying to figure out how to push his teammates a little bit harder, a little bit more. He just wants that extra 10% out of them. He's just a bit harsh with how he says things sometimes. Very passive aggressive, I guess. Say what you gotta say. Yeah, he realizes how that sounded. It sucks whenever you actually feel something and want to say something, but you just know that it's not going to sound good. But this is where we're going to see his growing maturity throughout the show. He's feeling that divide between him and everybody else again. So what's the missing component? It's Hinata. They're kind of giving him a hint right now. Say it in a good way, and they'll listen. It's just the attitude. Here we go. It's gonna come together. It's just building for a happy conclusion right now. Yes, it's culminating right now. Just put it all together, man.
前からブロックとタイミングずらして打つの試してみてんだけど、ラテコ相手にはまだうまくいかなくてさ。
So now we communicate.
俺もキワキワコース狙いはやめない。なんつったって貴重なラテコ相手だからな。ちょっと。
These guys are so great because I think at the end of the day, they understand his intentions by now. Like we saw last episode, they understand each other so well, just from a personality standpoint, that it flows well into teamwork. Everybody else can as well, right? We can be more open and honest. Except for him, he knows exactly what to say. Yeah. Now talk about it, don't get mad. Kageyama should let them know ahead of time exactly what he intends to do. This is the wrong person to try this with. He's getting over it. Slowly. Yeah, it's traumatic for him. And he's been operating as an avoidance measure for all this time since then. Yeah. Which is the difference between him now and him in junior high. Yep, that's right. It's all a maturing thing. Having some awareness of both yourself and others. Come on. Yep. There you go. That worked. And you can't argue with results either. If we want to win, we gotta jump like we want to win. Good job, say good job. Positive reinforcement. Okay. We'll take that. Stay serene. Yamaguchi's hair changed color. He's trying to make his hair. Wow, what a callback. Yeah. So embrace it. Is he gonna put that on his head? The new king. Aw, that's so sick. That is so dope. Hell yeah. Smile. Yes! Man, yes, he gets it. It's clicked. He doesn't have that weight holding him down anymore. It's a smile of relief. Apparently, yeah. There you go. The intentions are clear, and they know it. They've always known it. Yep. It's just so much more helpful to understand people's true intentions. So much less assumptions are made. Less miscommunications are made. Yep. If he wants everybody else to operate at 110%, then he himself has to be doing the same, and not just with the precision of his sets, but he has to understand the condition of the court, what everybody else is. He needs to know what is possible and what isn't possible in any given situation if he expects that of other people. I'm pretty sure that's what Ukai was getting at. That was such a good scene. I love that. Like, I guess everybody will have their own way to have this done. Like, Suki has to jump higher. Hinata probably has to jump higher. But I wonder if it's going to be the same for everybody else. Faster, different positions. Well, it's going to make the difference for everyone else. Had to jump higher. Yep.
なんかそうだったな。月島にも高さで負けたくないっす。いや、お前は
Right. I was thinking the same thing, Suga.
田中さん、打ち方雑
Damn.
疲れたんなら交代するという。
Damn. Oh no. Okay. Yep. That's yeah.
うんうん。これは多分影山君的に気を使った発言よね。
Just tell yourself that. Just tell yourself that.
俺は引っ込まねえよ、ボケ。
素直か。偉いな。
Hey, that's fairly tame for Tanaka's standard, at least. And I think it's only credit to what Kageyama has said this entire time about the setter position, that setter is so influential and so cool, and it controls the game in such a way that Kageyama's he himself changing, one person changing, changes the entire dynamic of the entire team. It's almost like Karasuno is a whole new team from this moment on, in a way. Which, like I said, is really cool because it sort of reinforces his whole speech about how awesome setters are. Because I believe it now. It shows.
さりげなくやってくれたら嬉しいかな。さりげなくやってみます。
はい。
You gotta work with him.
俺には言ってくれ。なんか本数減らされてるって自分で感づく方がショックだから。
彼らは常に変化する。その変化は必ずしもいいものとは限らないかもしれない。この2、3年生がいれば大丈夫と思える。
It's really all on the basis that they understand each other and their goals align. They all want to win, so they're all willing to meet in the middle a little bit. Nice try.
汗さんが謝るとこじゃねえっすから。
ごめん。
今のはこっちがフォローするとこです。
いや、ごめん。面白いな。
And then apologizing again.
リュウもヒートアップしてますね。影山君は自分のトス乱れたことスルーですか。
Everybody's inputting. It's great. We never saw this before.
やべ、短い。
Okay. No, damn. Oh, wait. No, okay. I thought they blocked it and then it went out on... Okay, it's fine.
サーブで崩し、ブロックで仕留める。完璧なサーブ&ブロックだ。
Cool to see that Yamaguchi's taking some inspiration. Was it? Damn. We didn't really see much of Aone yet this game, besides a block or two. Okay, okay. I mean, I like Dateko, but like, they're not my favorite team. I kind of hope it's not like their biggest threat in the coming years, personally. What about Nakoma? When's our next match against Nakoma? I want it, and I want it now. Actually, I just won it at the Nationals, to be honest. Alright guys, well that was Season 4, Episode 7 of Haikyuu. What is there to even say? Return. Return of the King. More like, isn't that like a Lord of the Rings movie? I've never watched Lord of the Rings in my entire life. I've always wanted to do some movie reactions here on the channel because like I've seen almost nothing. I've never seen Lord of the Rings or John Wick or anything. Let me know if there's a movie you want to see me react to. Maybe it's possible. Maybe I venture out of anime at some point. I don't know. Besides that, the episode was awesome. This was like a culmination of everything that's been brewing for a long time. This was like Kageyama's character episode, I feel like, and I like that for him because I think, you know, at the end of the day, the one thing Karasuno really was missing was proper team communication. They understand one another, but actually voicing their understandings and their frustrations, because frankly, it's actually difficult and you have to be on pretty close terms with someone in order for them to be comfortable with you criticizing them, and that's a very, very real thing, and a problem I've always had too. Sometimes in the past, you know, maybe I've not always been considered the nicest person in the entire world, and which is why I kind of see myself in Kageyama a little bit when I was younger about how I talk to teammates and stuff. But at the end of the day, my intentions were always like, I want to win and I want us all to be better. I see what you're doing and I see where it could be better, but people don't always understand the intention. So that's why you have to state it out loud, and it helps when they understand you. So it's really nice to see everybody jumping in, working with one another in a way that isn't positive words, but is positive feedback, right? It is things that you need to do to get better. It furthers all of their goals. It puts them all on the same page, and it's good. I think this is the catalyst, and this is the moment that Karasuno really matures into a proper team that is able to cover all of their bases and have less weak spots and less vulnerabilities and less things that go unaddressed from here on out. That whole scene with Kageyama and the crown was so awesome. I already know that's going to be the thumbnail of the video. Yeah, I think we're going to see a whole new Karasuno from here on out, honestly. Which is something I never thought I'd say, considering we are 4 seasons into this, but is a great development to happen, especially before Nationals. I think it's really awesome how this show consistently can build on itself to be better and better each season while the team is maturing in a realistic and understandable way. And that makes sense not only because of who they are as characters, but it makes sense in a competitive aspect as well on how to actually get better. I agree with the methods and all of the things that they do in order to improve as a team, as individuals. I think the priorities of the anime is actually really spot on. Even though I'm not a volleyball player, I don't know exactly what it takes to be a great volleyball player. I've learned a lot as I've watched the show, obviously, but overall, I'm of course still a volleyball noob, but it all just makes sense to me. And as a viewer, the fact that it makes sense to me makes me that much more invested in everything that's happened and is to happen. This show is a really fun one to rewatch. I've been watching some other channels' reactions to the earlier seasons, and there are just things that even watching back that I necessarily didn't pick up on the first time or didn't appreciate it. So, you know, with all the trash talk that reaction videos get, I totally understand why people love them, which is also why I make them, you know? But it's just really fun. It's just really fun. I love the show. I love the series. I never would have thought I would have liked it this much, considering I had really no interest in volleyball prior to this, but it's really the characters and the dynamics and the methodologies that are really satisfying to me, just because they make so much sense. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like on it, leave a comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you next week. Take care, everybody.